grow. And I think if we look at the dire numbers, when we compare the size of our market to actually the deficit, the balance in trade of formats, we're actually such a big market, but we are at the total bottom of this chart. We're actually the largest net importer of formats rather than we export. I think there are reasons for that. I don't think it's not that we're not bright enough or that we're not creative enough. I mean, there's something there in the structure of how our industry works in this country. I think there is a point where, you know, in the past, and I'm sure, you know, the majority of people in this room will have been in pitch meetings either on one end or the other of the table, where you kind of try and look at new ideas, and it's just, you know, it's just not right for that time slot because we really do need our 20 or 17 or 12%. So I think what we see on the one hand, we see the new platforms giving us new scope and new opportunities to explore, to bring new programs on screen or on a computer screen, which is exciting. But we also see the necessity that kind of our relationships to networks or whoever commissions content in the future from us will have to change so that we can invest in new programs and new formats. And those, not just for the German market, but also those who travel internationally. So it's very exciting, and we'll have a lot to do.
Mm-hmm. Martin.
Yes, certainly we have a lot to do. And first of all, I have to excuse my outfit. I just, one hour ago, I came back from a sailing trip to Turkey, to Bodrum, and I did this journey because I had in mind, or I anticipated what Gary pointed out this afternoon, that I have to find a worldwide hit format during this journey, and where can you do it in a better atmosphere or better circumstances at there. And but I have to say right now, 1 hour after I finished my trip, I didn't find it. That means for me I have to go back, but to ask your question quite seriously, and what Stefan explained is totally right. We are just on the bottom of this format discussion, but this thing I think we discussed in different forums. What's interesting for me for creating this new format or creating the next step in entertainment development is how we can organize the process. And maybe I'm working for a little production company in Germany, and we are just came to alliance with a British company, Oelze Media Group. And there are a lot of reasons because why we did this, but one of the most important things for us is also to get a little bit more a creative atmosphere, to come to a very early stage in discussion with colleagues by creating a new format. And what I have as experience in our market, if you come to a broadcaster, the normal reaction is two possibilities. First is, do you have any experience in a foreign market? How does it work? And there are such a lot of formats upcoming so fast when they were in one country quite successful. The development process for this format was 5 years ago, and nobody believed it. But one example, and you go and you can create a success with this format. This is my first thing, that this experience or this reaction of the broadcaster is always typically, or they want more of the same. And we all have to work together to break these things in mind, in the mind of the broadcaster. And I think actually when we see the situation in Germany, when I see it right, there is something like, there is a great nervosity concerning what the new content is, and there's a little atmosphere, feeling, I can feel the atmosphere, maybe you are convinced also like I am, that they are doing new things, that they want to go new, try to find out new formats, because the last season, more or less, if you can generalize it, or the last 2 years overall, there was no one